See,
Starfield, let's go!
My favorite part!
You hear how Esh and Squeak sound? That's how I sound during Battlefield 2042. Just keep that thought in the back of your head.
16 times the detail.
Is this just a trailer, or is this going to be the full showcase? That
Look,
they
look at
This is an edited version of the full showcase.
Or we're watching them play Geometry Wars.
No, they're plotting their routes.
I know!
Geometry Wars.
I gotta be honest, I am excited for this one. I want to see this one too.
Colors too?
No Man's Skyrim.
No Man's Skyrim.
Squig, our birthday stream. My birthday stream is going to be on this planet.
Don't worry, Iron. This is gonna be good. You'll like this.
This is a moon town.
I'm down!
My initial problem with this is probably a common thing is why are they still using the creation engine?
Because the creation engine still works. You couldn't get all these things out of it with the Unreal Engine. The Unreal Engine is being so shilled out right now for Epic Games and all these other people.
I understand that, but you look back like Fallout 76 up to this point, it's like you're still using it, even if it's Skyrim.
Well, yes, it's the creation engine, but they've changed it so much, they've updated it so much, it may as well just be like a whole new engine.
It's a whole new engine!
So those little creatures remind me of the armored bugs in the film Enemy Mine.
Yeah, kinda.
Isn't that going to create a lot more issues having 100 solar systems and over 1,000 created user-generated planets, because a lot of them are all going to be starting to look the same? Maybe focus on maybe having like one or two couple of solar systems and really focus on creating very unique, very diverse, interesting in their own right planets. Why does it have to be
just a few solar systems? If they want to go for realism in a space exploration, there's going to be solar systems with loads of planets, loads of moons, completely barren. That's how exploration.
I get that, but with the fact that it's 1,000 is procedure generated, I feel like you're gonna stretch yourself thin though.
This game was delayed for a reason, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a Bethesda game and they have to add more bugs.
Yeah.
The story stuff probably will be. The story stuff probably will be focused.
If all the other stuff that's all you're going to be focused on. If you just focus on main stuff and side stories, that you'll be fine. If you want to focus on like other stuff, you're good. This is all like depends on what you want to do, and the amount of RPG elements they've now built into this game from previous Bethesda games. It's going to add a whole new realm of replayability for the game as well.
I agree.
Understand. It's just that the whole 1,000 user-generated planets is still kind of a stickler for me, just because
that's where the modders can build all their towns and cities, characters even.
A modder could essentially just take one of those barren worlds and create it into something completely different for someone to play.
Well, I'm not even saying barren, I mean reused. It feels it's going to be like reused assets and such. It's like it's going to be like the same ice planet over and over again. Well, that's what I'm saying, like stretching yourself thin with that.
Of course you're going to find...
It's the same gun from Fallout 4.
Oh god, they reused assets.
That's what I thought. Like this reminded me kind of... One of these guns kind of reminded me of the energy weapon from Fallout 4.
No Man's Sky, and then I'm going to throw out the word Andromeda. Keep these in the back of your mind.
Mass Effect Andromeda,
you mean Mass Effect Andromeda?
Caster, this is your first time seeing this. What do you think?
I was going to point out that the random generation is in Bethesda's roots, going back to like Daggerfall.
I understand.
And there's a lot they could do with it that has potential, but I do feel wary of Bethesda given their track record. I mean, they gave us Fallout 4, which had its share of issues.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, 76, they didn't know what they were getting into with. The last good game they had was New Vegas that they didn't even do.
Obsidian did that.
That was Obsidian, yeah.
Yeah.
The character interactions look very much like the Outer World.
Yeah. I'm feeling a lot of the Outer World vibes on this.
And Oblivion.
I'm getting some cyberpunk vibes too.
Their trailer delivery is literally Fallout 4.
It's a bit drab looking. If you think about what Fallout and Skyrim look like, they've got a very strong visual style.
True.
This doesn't.
The color palette kind of reminds me of a lot of like the film Gravity.
It's the DCU color palette, gray,
yes,
gray, and brown.
That's exactly. That's what I'm thinking. You hit the nail on the head. It's the DCEU color palette. There you go.
Is Ezra Miller going to be in this game?
No, it's a flasher.
So Mass Effect had a really strong sort of 70s and 80s science fiction style to it. It really worked. This just doesn't It doesn't
Nothing
have a
stands
definitive
out
visual
visually.
identity.
Maybe that's what Ezra said when he said he's in another universe.
Look how shiny their skin. Look at them.
They
They're
do look
very
shiny.
Very shiny.
Maybe in
I
the
like these
future everyone
backgrounds.
wears glitter,
This is
body
the
spray.
RPG stuff.
It's a little too it's a little too glossy. Like
I like the fact that they've gone back to addressing the first person though for the immersion instead of the third person wheel crap that they had in Fallout 4.
So, I mean, seeing all of these traits there, I hope that they don't do the Skyrim thing where you can just essentially build all the stuff. Which what I've been calling the ice cream dilemma. If you go to a place that has three flavors of ice cream, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, you're gonna basically know right away what you want. But if you have 32 flavors,
You have to try them all.
that was kind of my thing with the Horizon games. Like
Customization.
I appreciate the level of freedom they're giving us.
This is gonna be
But
insane.
at
Yeah.
the same
You
time,
get to pilot it.
Yeah.
it makes me crave for something that's much more structured.
Let's
I'm
hope
going to
not.
fail hard at this game because whenever I build anything, I do it for the aesthetics, not.
Oh, me too, Graham.
Not how good
Me
it
too.
is.
And the thing is, Ash Squeaka, I'm not trying to ruin it for you. It's just I do have some, I do have some concerns.
Yeah,
And it has space combat too, which I love that part.
I'm confused about something. I understand this may piss people off, but you were just complaining about the lack of choices in Saints Row body customization. But in this game, there's too many choices. Which 32 flavors of ice cream? It's like Baskin Robbins is legit.
What I'm-
You
But
got
there's
in your
no place to
backyard,
sell
Squeaka.
32 flavors.
I'm with you and
Too
Ash on this,
much.
Squeaka.
There's a thing here when it comes to these types of games and resource management. Will your planet where you start off have all the resources you need to build at least a base model to even get into the game? How many restarts will it take? Will you have inventory glitches where you lose everything you just farmed?
Ooh,
Will your planet mod in or even render correctly and you don't just step through a texture and fall through the planet and you're literally stuck ruining your whole game? Will your save files corrupt, as Bethesda is known for? There are so many other factors in this that it's not about the boredom or the excitement. It's the fact that I want a stable environment. I pre-ordered No Man's Sky when it came out. And yeah, I put hours into it, and a lot of people were like, I named all my planets Bacon. Every universe I went to, Bacon, Bacon, Bacon. So I know exactly where my planets are because they're all named Bacon. Even the universe is named Bacon. With this, I'm not going to deny that your hopes for fun. That's not the place. But I do have reservations, not by customization, by stability.
I understand
is a
that.
prime
I have
example.
reservations about stability too. I've played games on PCs since they were on
Yeah.
floppies, and you had to load Total Annihilation on like 18 different discs.
Oh
I know.
man, that's a good game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I love cheating.
I would
love that
make the Nostromo,
I'm
though. I
not
would remake
I'm
the
not
Nostromo.
new to bugs and failure. Like,
Hopefully,
That's-
this game just works.
Yes.
Okay, and I guess to answer kind of what Squeaka said, because she actually made a good point, is that
Was she done talking, or did we cut her off
She
again?
was
I'm
still
sorry.
talking.
Sorry.
it's fine. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Ladies first. Wow, this awkward silence is brought to you by Chivalry. It is
I'm
dead.
done.
I'm excited to play it on Game Pass, where it won't go nuts. Not nuts, nuts.
With Saints Row, the reason I complain about customization just because from what I've seen in the past experiences, Saints Row was over the top. So you would think that they would at least keep that going.
I think
Here,
Awesome One's got it there.
Starfield, it's a new IP. It's something new. I haven't. I'm not familiar with that at all, and I'm more familiar with just kind of what Bethesda does. And I know Bethesda offers endless customization. It's weird. It's just that from my experience with the Horizon games, where it's like it's a game that offers you so much freedom in terms of what you want to do and how you kind of want to progress everything.
And I understand that. So what is wrong with this freedom in this other game here? I'm not talking about this. I understand this is what Horizon does. Why can't they do it too?
I'm not against having the freedom of all these things. I think that there should be a weight to your choices. That by taking certain options, you essentially close off others.
It's just personally for me, sometimes I get enjoyment out of something that has a little bit of structure to it.
I think it's amazing, like in Starfield, the fact that I can sit here and customize a ship and say I need like a hauler or a freighter to begin with, because I've got to go get resources. I'm not pinned in to going and putting in resources to another freaking ship because I've chosen a hauler. I can sit here and go, you know what? I'm going to modify these pieces and reconfigure my ship for space battle now. And I don't have to sit here and be pigeonholed into this one choice, like Eve, where you have to have a million freaking ships.
Yes.
to get a million
I
freaking
guess
things done.
Right.
And I like
right.
the fact that you can have customization with your ships, just like you would with a character.
Right,
I
you're
quite
absolutely
like
right.
the way that Elder Scrolls typically is the way you play gives you experience in certain things,
Yes.
and then
Yeah.
those go up. The only problem I had with that is I tended to max out long before I'd finished the game.
Well,
So-
but that's okay too.
It also has to do with the company's history, and that also creates that thing of doubt. It's like you're promising this thing. The last time you promised this thing, we got this, and this turned out bad. And now I'll go back to Roger that was trying to get Roger, because I cut him off. My apologies, Roger. Go ahead.
Well, all I wanted to say was, in regards to Starfield, is that if Bethesda gets this wrong, they're fucked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Worse than Fallout 76. If they get this wrong, there's no future for them, in my view.
Mm-hmm.
No one will trust Fallout 5 to succeed. Bethesda's last chance will be gone. So I could see the possibility of Starfield being delayed again, just so they
Yeah.
can get it right.
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I also kind of disagree because with I don't think they will delay it again because Microsoft has excuse me, Microsoft has ultimately put Starfield in their next 12-month slate of releases. So
Okay.
that's not a Bethesda thing.
Right.
That's an Xbox deadline thing.
Mhm.
So
Do you
we
think
saw
that
at the start of the Xbox showcase, everything you see here will come within the next 12 months. So if they delay, it won't be by much. Now, to the point of, and that's just my opinion on that. To the point of, if this game colossally fails, yes, I do agree. This game has to be somewhat of a home run because they're going to lose what little faith they have in the company. However, there is still so much riding on the next titles. Elder Scrolls 6 has so much fanfare for it to be released and made. And also from a Todd Howard interview, Fallout 5 is confirmed to be the next game after Elder Scrolls 6. Yes, it's annoying that it's going to be after TES 6 because the timeline would be in the 2030s, which is ridiculous. Given the track record of releases of games, and TES 6 is only in pre-production at the moment. So it's when that game eventually releases, it's going to be ridiculous. Hopefully, maybe Obsidian will give us New Vegas 2 to carry us over. But it's like how Elder Scrolls Online is the live service carryover between Elder Scrolls games, and Fallout 76 was supposed to be the on the live service carryover between the Fallout games. But going back to the original point, yes, Starfield needs to be a home run, but if it isn't, I think that there will be a bunch of fans still riding on Starfield, whether it's a trash launch, there'll still be a bunch of fans for it, and also there's so much fanfare for the next releases. That's just my take on the whole thing.
I can understand that point of view. Just I saw what happened with Fallout 76, and it just hit Bethesda's reputation from hero to zero.
Oh yeah.
And then they released their battle. Then they released the battle royale, and that was another bitch slap.
And then that's the thing. Another thing is, then I think there is a lot riding on this, just because.
Oh yeah.
This is very ambitious for.
Oh yeah.
Bethesda to pull off, and there is doubt if they can actually pull something like this off.
Yeah.
Especially of this kind of scale.
I am positive for this game because this is Todd Howard's passion project. This isn't a Bethesda project. This is Todd Howard's baby that he's had in the works for over a decade at the least. So I know that there's going to be so much effort from Todd himself that is going to go into this game. Whether it will just work will remain to be seen. But and also there's obviously, to address the elephant in the room, there's obviously inspiration from No Man's Sky, obviously inspiration from probably Mass Effect and the Skyrims and the Fallouts and all that. This is like a culmination of all their work so far, and I'm very excited to see how this turns out, because like those No Man's Sky fans, the Skyrim fans, those of us that enjoyed Mass Effect Andromeda, a few of us that there are, the Fallout fans, I think there's bits in this for everyone to enjoy. So for that aspect, and like I'm just very, very excited and hyped for this game. If it turns out to be terrible, like Fallout 76, I mean, it is what it is, and like I don't expect this to be a clean game on launch. I mean, it's a Bethesda game. To be honest, for me, it's kind of the charm of Bethesda games to have bugs in it, because we're so used to seeing it. If it's a clean game, we're just like, okay, what's going on here? It's a Bethesda game. Why is it not broken?
It's not bug
Hopefully,
filled.
it's like Fallout 4 and not Fallout
Yes.
76.
Yeah.
Well, and I agree. I agree that it's going to have some bugs. They all do. But I think too that this is meant to be their redemption after the massive shit show that was 76.
What?